So today we're playing a little bit of 4-Color Shadow. Haven't played it in a while. Kind of time to revisit it. See if anything's changed in the last few days, weeks. Some of the notable changes from the last few iterations of 4-Color Shadow that we've gone through are things like using Lurrus as a companion instead of a traverse target in the main. This kind of frees up those Street Wraith slots and Traverse the Ulvenwald for things like Hex Drinker, Croxa, extra Scourges, just a few extra pieces of threat density. We're also trying out a 2-2 split of Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt, since the previous iterations of 4-Color have been a little more black-green based, splash blue, splash red. This one's more black-red based, splash green, splash blue. We would see if the Lightning Bolt over Fatal Push mattered. Maybe it ends up being we want more Fatal Pushes or Lightning Bolts going forward, but I think this is like a fine place to start. We're also trying out a couple copies of Grim Lavamancer, since we don't have as much of a reliance on the graveyard with Traverse in the deck. Hopefully we can still utilize that graveyard as a bit of a resource. In the sideboard, we've got a copy of Plague Engineer, Engineered Explosives, and 2 K returns. Kozilek's returns kind of is like our sweeper effects. We've got 2 copies of Veil of Summer, Assassin's Trophy for kind of those grindy matchups, Trophy and Cleansing Wildfire for Tron, as well as like Utopia Sprawl decks, Amulet Titan, things like that. 2 copies of Nihil Spellbomb as our Grave Hate, and then 2 copies of Aether Gust for matchups like Burn, Jund, potentially the Mirror if we want to deal with like a Croxa or Hex Drink or whatever. Can also have some implications against like Rule, against Ponza. Just variety of matchups where we want that little bit of mid-game disruption. But I think this is where we're going to start today. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, whatever happens, happens. Wagner, how's it going? Hope you're having a awesome, what is it, Tuesday? Feels like a Tuesday. It is in fact Tuesday. So good with dates and things. Alright, so let's jump into our first match. What do we got for round number 1? Chad, how's it going? Hope you as well are having an awesome Tuesday so far. So win the die roll round 1. And we've got Thoughtseize into Shadow with a Bauble. I guess we can keep it. So we're not running Breeding Pool in this deck, which means our opposite color pairing is Stomping Ground and Watery Grave if we want to get all 4 colors going. Stream Decker being a pain. It does that where it'll just like randomly leave the channel. So it should be good now. So like I was saying, our opposite color pairings are Stomping Ground and Watery Grave. So if we wanted to get all 4 colors off of these, we could. That being said, we don't really need to. We can't get blue off of Wooded Foothills. We only have Watery Grave as our blue source. So I think what I'm going to do is bobble my opponent to see if Stubborn Denial is something that I want to hold up on turn 1. And if it is, then I would pass with Stubborn Denial. If it's not, I would just cast Thoughtseize here. Pact of Negation on top. What is that signal? More than likely a combo deck. So I think what I'm going to do, if I know this has to get Watery Grave, I'll just go ahead and get that out of the way. So, is a combo deck. Now, do I want to take a Serum Visions? Like, Clearwater kind of indicates it's like Esper Inverter. So that's kind of my guess here, is Oracle's usually associated with Inverter combos, and Teferi kind of gives the Esper giveaway. Their mana's not very great right now. I think I actually might just take Serum Visions, because they need to find like 4th land and Inverter and a white source to get this Teferi online. What about Lavamancer do you like in this build? For the most part, it's having a proactive thing to do on turn 1. I think I'm just gonna double spell here, honestly. Because what I can do is, like this next turn, I can Lavamancer, shoot myself, and grow the shadow. There's the other Serum out of hand. Alright. I could also just attack for 2 and play the Scourge. It's probably actually like my best long game plan. Just like continue to push the board. Because now if they play a Teferi and bounce something, like that's kind of fine. That's even better. So now we can go get all of our colors, attack Teferi, attack them, play Scourge, and say go. And I know that they can't Inverter this turn. Yep. Now something like fetch land kills them. Thoughtseize. So if I go Lavamancer myself, or no, I just Lavamancer my opponent, that grows my Scourge. So Lavamancer, you throw land, fine, and attack for lethal. Let's see. I've been liking having 8 1-drops for the proactivity. Agree with that. I haven't tested Grim yet, though. Been on 4 Hex Drinker and Jund. So I haven't really I've played Lavamancer in, I think, one league, and it never came up. I just never saw the card. So I don't have too much of an opinion on it there. But I have had plenty of games where, like, I just couldn't get Scourge online. So additional 1-drops, I think, are always kind of welcome. I just don't like Swift Spear as that additional 1-drop. I would rather have some that do something kind of proactive. Probably should have thought about sideboarding more. Like, Cleansing Wildfire looks a lot more appealing once we know about Shelldock Isle. Max Holland, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Oh man, I just clicked through revealing Lurrus. Alright, we're going to scrap this game. Hopefully we can win without Lurrus. I don't think it's like a key to this matchup. But pretty easy mulligan here. Yeah, we can keep this. Probably bottom Spell Bomb. Who needs Lurrus? Depends on the matchup. I kind of like just passing with Inquisition here. Or not passing with Inquisition, passing with Stubborn Denial. Because I'd really like to Stubborn Denial like a turn 2 Mana Rock. Like stub a Mana Rock, untap, Inquisition something, and either like play Hex Drinker or hold up Stubborn Denial again. Tarmogoyf. I guess. Still need more lands. But I can get a... If I get Watery Grave, I can't pass with Stubborn Denial up if I see something I want to interact with. So I need to get Blood Crypt here, or no, Overgrown Tomb here. And Inquisition, and then I can hold up Watery Grave. Like, it doesn't let me Battle Rage right away, but I need to see lands anyway. Do have Veil of Summer. Okay. That's ambitious out of the Esper Esper deck. Alright, so if we hit a land when we untap, I'll feel pretty good. Not a land. Yeah, I guess we're just getting our best threat down. I went up to 19 lands in this build, I've kind of been on 18, but I felt like I was getting stuck on 1 or 2 a lot. It's kind of showing out here as well. Inverter, sure. So maybe they're going for the inverter beatdown plan. Just kind of what it looks like. They could have the Thassa's Oracle. They have the Oracle, though. This is like a pretty ambitious line, because you're like hoping I have, or I don't have a removal spell, or you have a Veil. I guess they put the Veil back into their hand, don't they? Or they'll draw it eventually. Alright. So I'm assuming they're just like going until they draw the Veil. That's not gonna do it. You have the Pact. Don't have the Pact. Not really sure what happened just there. We're gonna run with it. They had a Veil still in their deck, right? Like, maybe they didn't draw it that turn, but they weren't in any pressure to go for it there. Maybe they mistapped, and they could have played the Jace with Veil. Or no, Jace is triple blue, isn't it? Because they didn't have triple blue plus the green for Veil. Huh. I don't know. I would not go for that Jace plan against a shadow deck that's shown you blue. Been on vacation, haven't been able to watch any streams lately. What are your thoughts on the Delver Shadow list? So we played it yesterday on stream. Well, here's my experience with the list that I'm basing my opinion on. I played it through a league on Saturday. Like, it won Saturday's challenge. I played it that night and trophied with it. And then we played it on stream yesterday through 2 leagues. 1 league? No, it was 1 league. We had to do a short stream yesterday. Played it through a league yesterday. And I've been very unimpressed with the list. It's a bunch of cards that are individually, like, not very powerful. It's pretty synergistic, but it's lacking the overall, like, punch that I think you need in Modern right now to really, like, close out matches and win games. And I'm pretty positive even the original pilot said that he got lucky in a lot of games, or lucky in several games, and that kind of, like, influenced what occurred on Saturday. Forest, you will forever be the bane of my existence. As well as mulliganing. Got a whole bunch of awkward mulligans recently. Like, I played in the PTQ Sunday, And my very first round against Burn was like game 1, mold to 4, game 2, mold to 4, or mold to 5, game 3, mold to 5. Oh, I gotta put another one on the bottom. I guess we're putting... It's either Shadow or Scourge. Didn't see a single Darkheart Sliver in that sideboard. Well, it's because we don't have Traverse in this build. I can't play Darkheart without Traverse. Guess we'll keep our threats. Like, turn 2 Blind Croxa doesn't really do anything for us. Bring back the fairies. It's been a minute since I've played fairies. So the deck will always have a special place in my heart. Burning Inquiry. That's terrifying. This hollow one. No! No! Alright. We're going to... Why do I have to stop on my own? Keep. We'll play out that, and we'll play Catacombs. Let our opponent hit us with this hollow one. Played against fairies yesterday when I was 5-0 in a league. I won because the opponent was playing fairies, but the deck seemed super dope. The deck is really dope. Like, I'm kind of hoping they just ran themselves out of gas here. Alright. Not a second hollow one is nice. Alright, so let's go Shadow. Am I just like popping in with a Lavamancer for one? Nah. Maybe I want a Lavamancer, a Bloodghast or something. We'll see. Probably not. I think I'd rather, like, pop my opponent in the face. So, whose list are we playing? My list. So if I block Lavamancer, or if I block Shadow on the hollow one, and Lavamancer myself, they have a bolt, they go to bolt my Shadow. In response, I bolt myself. How much better or worse is this than dismembering the hollow one? We'll give it a shot. Just Lava Man ourselves here. Mainly because I'm not dead to double bolt if I do. Go Scourge. Burden. Flamewake Phoenix. Alright, so how close is my opponent to being dead? Very close. I dismember the Flame Wake. I go to 3, Shadow goes to a 10, I untap, attack for 10, bolt them, and Lavamancer them. Cool. Untap, attack for 10. What gas ain't doing a thing. Lava Man you. And bolt you in the face. Alright. Witch Doctor Shadow isn't common. Is that... Am I missing a reference here? I'm confused. Alright. Gus is great. Do I want trophy? It's like good at killing hollow ones. I guess if they've got like Gurmag Angler or something, I probably want trophy. We're playing Mike the Man, the Myth Legends list. That might be a bit extreme. Alright, what's less exciting here? Push is like good against what's his name on turn 1. And that's like it. Inquisition because it doesn't hit Hollow 1. Aether Gust is probably like maybe they have Blood Moon, but I'd just rather rely on like my deck to halfway function to beat Blood Moon. My other boards here. I guess Lava Man, like he was cool that game, but I don't think overall he's gonna be that impactful. These decks have been jamming Underworld Breach. Now I'm terrified. Ugh. Alright. We're keeping basic Swamp to play around Blood Moon. Why not? I don't know if they have Blood Moon, but it's kind of free to play here. Or play around here. Flame Blade Adept. Alright. Stubborn Denial. So this cannot get Watery Grave. So holding up Stub doesn't really matter. I don't really want to get basic force with this Kroxa. And I don't really want Stubborn Denial at the moment. So I might just have to... Yeah. This doesn't feel great. What is the 1v1 sub-challenge in the channel points redemption option? I'm assuming by the sound of it that you've already figured it out. Yeah, we go mono e mono for a gifted sub. If you win, you get a gifted sub. If you lose, you get a badge of shame. Alright, opponent, how many hollow ones you got? At least one. Only one. Alright. Goyf's not bad. I think we're just going to go Blood Crypt Goyf here. If I can tap my mana correctly. Kind of like hope they don't have a bunch of Flame Blade Adepts. Only 40,000, 47,000 more points to go. What did I set the redemption price at? It's 40 or 50,000. I might lower that. We'll see. Most of the like redemption options I just kind of threw up there in like an hour because I had no idea what I wanted to put up. Alright. So what would be best, worst case scenario for me here? Best case is opponent just goes pass. Alright. Do I just want to like take the free ditch on my Kroxa? I don't hate that. Yeah. Let's do that. That way I can play both Shadow and Spellbomb next turn. And like my Delta. So I've got an attack. I can play Shadow and Spellbomb. Don't leave myself open to their Kroxa. I like that. And if they swing in with the hollow one, I'm pretty sure I'm just snapping off the block. Because even if they go like Bolt the Goyf afterwards, I still just get to follow it up with like Untapped Shadow. So, crack in. Note, I do need to fetch and shock here before I play the Shadow and the Spellbomb. Because I know that I'm going to have to crack this Spellbomb, because if they just play like basic land, I don't get a priority chance to interact with them getting back Kroxa. And I don't want to play Shadow Spellbomb fetch land and then go to fetch to crack Spellbomb so they can't get back Kroxa and they just respond with like bolting my Shadow. Then I'm just gonna Spellbomb like on their draw step or something. Sometime before their main phase is the important part. Flame Wake, Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay. So basic swamps in the yard, which would have been the easiest way to get back Kroxa. I don't really want to fetch and shock to get Kroxa. Like, I really just don't like the idea of putting myself into double bolt range if I don't have to. So I think I'm just going to play, or add Lurrus to my hand, play a land and say go. And then next turn I'll decide between getting back Kroxa or playing like Lurrus plus Goyf or something. Never seen Spyro in their yard. Seems gas in their deck. I mean, Spyro with like Flame Blade Adept or just discarding stuff to make your hollow one cheap seems kind of good, right? Unfortunately, it really helps against decks like ours. A little terrified opponent's gonna like wrench mine me or something. The way they just went black, black, untap. So lightning bolt my face, and I get to keep my Lurrus. Poetic justice. All right. Scourge. So I could go like attack with Shadow, Lurrus, Bauble, Scourge. Is that better? Or no, they've got another Croxa in the yard, so I need to go Lurrus, Spellbomb. Hitting over that second Croxa for them's a little annoying on our side. Like, I really wanted to get actual threats out there this turn. I mean, if they don't have an answer for Lurrus, we're in a really good spot. Alright. Again, I don't really want to attack here. I guess if they find a removal spell for Lurrus, I'm just like dead right here, right? It's another. So I can attack with Lurrus and not die. Tough one. So if I'm attacking with Lurrus, they've got free block on Lurrus with the hollow one. Does that mean I want to attack with something else as well? Probably. I think I need to kind of fight through some blocks here. Let's cast Scourge from the yard. Attack Lurrus and Shadow. Play another Scourge. Say go. I can get back Croxa this next turn, and they take 3 off of that. Alright, does this kill them? I get back Croxa, they take 3. Or no, it doesn't because I don't have double red, double black. Or no, Bloodghast can't block. That's right. So, red, black, red, black. Shrinking the Tarmogoyf doesn't matter. The damage off it isn't doing anything. So I don't have to shrink it anyway. So Croxa, they go down to 10, and I've got 3 10/10s attacking. Oh yeah. Yep. Sweet victory. Was it sweet, 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 sweet victory? It's a sexy Croxa. Have you not heard this whole spiel? So, this Croxa, if you get like the standard Croxa, like the pack Croxa, it's 21 ticks or something like that a piece. The secret lair Croxa, which is arguably the sweeter art anyway, is only like 9 ticks a piece. So they're like less than half the price for the better art. And I think it's because the secret lair ones are in are more common in treasure chests. But yeah, you can get the cooler ones for way cheaper. It was, in fact, a discovery that we made on stream one day. I think if I were on the play, I would consider this, but I can't be on the draw and like not be able to get my Scourges online. Alright, this is much better. We'll bottom. It's either Dismember or second Bauble. Probably Dismember. I think I'd rather have the extra chances to hit that second land. Yeah, there's a bunch of random cards where the promo is a lot cheaper. I swear I bottomed you. I saw it happen. Alright, so do we think our opponent is on Prowess? Or do we think they're on Burn? Rift Bolt, so Burn. I think I'm thought seizing here regardless. Like, I know it's going to be painful. I'm hoping to just get down like a really big shadow next turn. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's what I'm looking at damage-wise right now. What does that mean for me? Means I need to draw Cling to Dust. I think it's like my best draw. I think. Could be wrong. Do you think it's worth it to buy and dredge at the moment? I'm returning to Modern, but I'm scared that Modern Horizons 2 will fuck up the meta again. I think dredge is probably a pretty safe option. Like, usually decks with a proactive game plan are pretty safe in Modern. And that's kind of like dredge to a T, right? Like, there's a good chance that something comes out in Modern Horizons 2 that either creates a new archetype or, like, pushes an existing archetype to tier 1. But once you get past, like, Leyline of the Void and Tormod's Crypt, Spellbomb, Cling to Dust, there's not really a lot of Grave Hate pieces that they can print that are just, like, actively better than what's already out. Alright. Am I just dead on or to known information? Yes. That doesn't change anything. I guess it changes it if they decide, or no, none of their burn spells can go at Shadow outside of Rift Bolt, so there's not really a reason to point it at Shadow. Alright. So yeah, they're just going to go for it here. So I'm just going to not show them the blue in the deck. Alright, Aether Gust comes in. Trophy's an option. Kind of see what we want to cut. Probably something like that. So if we knew we were against burn, that first hand we saw would have been really good. This is okay. Again, we don't have breeding pool in the deck, which makes this green and blue need pretty high. Anyone see Wizard's statement about upping the power level in Modern Horizons 2? I saw it in a Nikachu video. I did not. What all did they say there? Alright. So I think what I'm going to do is turn 1 Thoughtseize. This turn 2 Wooded Foothills can get basic Forest, and I can play Tarmogoyf. And then turn 3 I can Catacombs for Watery Grave and start holding up like Aether Gust and Stubborn Denial. They said more of the things you loved in Modern Horizons and higher power level. Is that something we loved in Modern Horizons? Is that like the key takeaway from it? That Opponent wants to bolt me in the face, sure. Swift Spear is also sure. Block my Tarmogoyf. Okay. Fair enough. On to game 3. Is there any real changes I'm making? Didn't really see any sideboard cards out of them that game. Like, maybe a card like Rest in Peace would influence my decision on, like, Assassin's Trophy a little bit more. Or we've seen Burn previously when, like, Eldrazi Tron was top of the meta. Run, like, Ensnaring Bridge in the board. So cards like that, you just never know. Instantly got Hogak flashbacks. Alright, I don't think Lavamancer 5 lands is where we want to be. This is fine. Yeah, I think we can live with this. Nikachu's whole video is basically, who the fuck said we wanted higher power level? Yeah, we need stronger... Oh, we need stronger Wrens, Astrolabes, Plague Man, please give us another Uro and Hogak. I mean, like I said, that's what I got out of Modern Horizons. Alright. So I often get the question, when do you know you should be like trying to turn the corner against Burn? And these are kind of the cards that I point to. Like, you need to be able to get down specifically a Shadow, since it cares about your life total being low. You need to follow it up with the ability to stop your opponent from killing you on the spot once you do get down your Shadow to low life total. And you need to be able to battle rage that Shadow for lethal. So, we let the Boros Charm go. Are we... No. I'm taking this 2. And I think best draw in the deck this upcoming turn would be like basic swamp or basic forest. Something that would let me attack, play out Scourge without lowering my life total even more. This puts me in a terribly awkward position. God. That was worst case scenario. Because now if I cast the Scourge, I have to take 2. So I'm probably just like attacking with Shadow and pass. So, I guess me playing Scourge and them attacking with Eidolon are the same thing. So I might as well just get the Scourge down. See, trying Logan's black-green list. League has been E-Tron and Tron, so I know at least it beats Tron. That's fair. Alright. Opponent, I need you to not have double burn spell in hand. I gotta say I can't even beat double burn spell because I just can't cast 2 spells. Yep. Eidolon, double path to exile. Yeah, we beat the first path. We definitely beat path plus Rift Bolt. But we do not beat double path Rift Bolt. Or I guess I should say we definitely don't beat Eidolon into double path Rift Bolt. It's more like we didn't beat 3 spells that we had to interact with. How did Logan's rock list do against E-Tron? Or did you beat both of those? I just looked at my 2 modern decks, and let's say I don't like meta decks. What are your 2 modern decks? Eli coming in with the donation, the 5 bits. Just played against you. I was watching Spike when I got paired with you. Good games indeed. We were talking about game 3. Like, my hope was you just had like 2 4-mana burn spells or 2 2-mana burn spells and couldn't go double spell to the face, because I had like Stubborn Denial and a Battle Rage. And I needed to like untap with a threat and just hope you couldn't double spell me there. But there's no way we were beating double path there plus the Eidolon on board. Did you have the Eidolon in your opener and waited to cast more, or did you draw into it? Out of curiosity. Because if you drew the Eidolon late, alright. I was gonna say, like, if you held on to it and cast it late, that was super, super big brain. Because, like, I was betting my entire hand around there not being an Eidolon there. And then when that got dropped down, it was like, ah, dang. Played Red Green Eldrazi and Jeskai Tempo. Red-green Eldrazi wrecks some shadow decks. Eldrazi Obligator is a pain to deal with. Alright. So I know I'm playing a 1-drop. So I'm going to bobble them. Get a little more information as to whether I think I should Inquisition or Hex Drinker on turn 1. Chromatic Sphere, I believe, means I'm gonna Inquisition. Does it? Yeah, because I want to take a map if they got a map. They don't have a map, but they do have a scrying. So let's take that. And then hopefully we can hit a second land and next turn have a Inquisition, the Ancient Stirrings, plus Hex Drinker. How's Spike Stream going? I saw he was playing against, or he was playing with Mardu, Obzadat, Footsteps of the Goryo earlier. And it looked like something. I don't know how good it was, but... Alright. What color are we cutting off here? Probably blue at the moment. Just get like Blood Crypt. Inquisition away the Ancient Stirrings. Play Hex Drinker. He's on Grixis Shadow now. Finally, Spike has come to the good side. He's playing the Delver list. Never mind. Never mind. My hopes, they were elevated and then they were dashed. So that's Crackstar, draw Sphere. No second land out of them is really nice. Saw Spike lose to Spirits, the scourge of my existence. God, I hate Spirits. Alright, so we're definitely double spelling. I don't know which one I want to double spell with just yet. I guess if I take Sphere here, I can Scourge and not really care about the relic. I can dig that. It's a bad matchup for Shadow. Spirits is a horrible matchup. Like, Stubborn works terribly. They've got ways to interact with all of our removal. They've got Aether Vial, and we can't block anything. With humans, you can at least, like, get down a Goy for a Shadow, and it might be able to just stand in the way for a turn or two. With Spirits, they're just like, ha, cool. Raymo, thank you so much for the 4-month resub. Got all my old art cards in the mail for 4-color Shadow. Nice. That is awesome. Thank you for the continued support. Welcome back to the subscribers. Enjoy even more access to our really sweet custom Death Shadow emotes. Glad to know. Don't say that with that face. Alright. So let's go Goyf. Level up Hex Drinker. Because if they don't have 4th land Oast, or 3rd Tron land O-Stone this turn, then I can just like keep leveling up Hex Drinker. relic has been popped. Alright. No third Tron land. No third Tron land. No third Tron land. Ha ha ha. I think that's like the first time in the history of the stream that my opponent hasn't ripped the third Tron land off the top. Skyclave must be disgraceful. It can't be stubbed. I think in terms of typical Shadow decks, Skyclave is the most egregious card to be printed in the last, like, 5 years. Like, do I think that the card is ban-worthy? No, we've gone over that a million times. But I think just, like, in terms of our deck, that's, like, the card that has single-handedly been the worst to play against. Veil of Summer's annoying, but it's like, alright, they Veil an early Inquisition or Thoughtseize, you move on with your life. Skyclave Apparition, just at any point in the game, is horrendous. I'm gonna bottom the second Goyf here. They showed main deck Relic, so like, second Goyf's probably not doing a whole lot. Here, we'll pass with Stubborn Denial, because if I get to stub like a Sylvan Scrying off of this Star Crack, I feel pretty good. We'll stub that as well. And then opponent plays their second Land of Shame. Yes! No! Expedition map. Alright, so fetch land here is actually really sweet. So now I get to fetch Shock, Thoughtseize away the Expedition map, and play a Shadow. Or do they just... they have second Tron land, but they don't have third. I was about to cry if they just had, like, natural Tron in hand and they chose the basic forest. Soft stub, best stub. You are absolutely correct. Tower. Dismember. Yeah, we're just gonna play Goyf this turn. If they rip natural Tron land off the top, so be it. But I need to get a clock going. Alright. Can't do anything with that mine this turn. So let's nab something we don't care about. We'll hit mine, sure. Stubborn Denial. Stubborn Denial. Stubborn Denial. Not a Stubborn Denial. But we do get to scry with this. Thoughtseize. Do I want to Thoughtseize? Probably not. But I guess they are just gonna, like, hard cast this Karn in a couple turns anyway. So maybe Thoughtseize is just, like, better. We dodged a Karn. We do it every now and then. Like, we'll get a little fortunate. Boo. Boo. Alright, Lance. Calm down. Calm thyself. Alright, well, I guess playing out the Scourge here means that they are pretty incentivized to Blast Zone and tick up. And if they're cracking Blast Zone, that does put them farther away from Karn. Picking up Lurrus doesn't do anything, though. It was like one way or the other, we're playing out Scourge either that turn or this turn. They're taking up Blast Zone regardless, because there's no way or no reason to just sit on Blast Zone on one when we've got Scourge and Tarmogoyf staring you down. And if we don't, like, play Lurrus out to the board, or if we don't have Lurrus... Like, we're not getting back Tarmogoyf this turn. That's just, like, not winning us the game. Because if we're not presenting lethal, then they're just, like, playing lands and taking up. And Lurrus isn't going to beat the Karn. Alright. I believe I need a good top deck. I don't think... I've got another Blood Crypt. And I don't think there's a shock land for this second Bloodstained Mire. Baltzi's is lethal. So is Bolt to our face. So is me miscounting my mana base and having another shock available. Ah. I'm pretty sure I haven't, but you never know. Opponent deciding if they want to surgical our Scourge in response to our Bloodstained Mire. Or maybe gut shot us. Opponent gut shotting us would be lethal. We don't have a breeding pool in the deck. I didn't want two lands that couldn't cast Kroxa. Do I have to... Melissa is a pain. So if I'm I got to attack them and not crack the Bloodstained Mire. Maybe he thinks I have it. Well, there's like no reason not to make me go for it there, right? Maybe he goes land, messes up, gets Worm Coil. Oh. Shouldn't be cracking that, This is dead to Lurrus. Can't get anything with Karn. Shouldn't have cracked that relic. Should have just like played Sphere, played Bridge. Go. Nope. Can't do that, opponent. Yeah, so they should have held the relic on the board. Just played the Sphere, played the Bridge. It would have gone down to 2 cards, the Karn and an unknown, and would have gotten there. Probably would have gotten there. They could have +1 Karn on Sphere. You were correct. One of those Tron lines of like, anything you could have done except for the line you took won you the game. I wish my Tron matches went like that. I wish mine normally did. This is far from the usual for us against Tron. Freed, were you in here when we played against The Rock the other day? And they just like field ruined us like 3 or 4 times and Reign of Tiered us multiple times. Dogfish coming in with the host. Thank you so much. Did you just get done streaming? Trellin. Got some, is it Mono Blue Tron? Tron into Tron, but different kind of Tron. Squatting Jaeger, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you for coming by and hanging out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he only plays Mono Blue Tron. So let's go Catacombs into Overgrown Tomb, Inquisition, take a Chalice of the Void, Pathway is kind of interesting. Not one I would have necessarily expected. So we've got Stubborn Denial for Karn. We've got a Dismember for a Thought-Knot Seer. Second Karn could be an issue. We're just gonna like try our best to close out the game before that comes down. So let's go Blood Crypt. Cling our own Verdant Catacombs. Get the extra point of damage in here. Hex Drinker. Pass. Pathway for Boil. Makes sense, but then like black pathway. Blue-black pathway for Boyle. Alright, so Thought Knot trigger on the stack. We will dismember. I guess that one's okay. I think you have to take Stubborn Denial because you just like die if you don't. Not that it's particularly great if you do. Let's get Kroxa trigger. So if he discards a Karn, that's another point for me. Walking Ballista is a possibility. The fetches are kind of hurting here because this can't get Stomping Ground, which is my only other red source to get back Kroxa. The Onslaught Deltas and Bloodstained I pick up are all signed too. Great choice. Fantastic choice. Alright. Mono Blue Tron. What are we doing? Veil is okay. It's not great. Wildfire, again, is okay, but not great. Usually the difference between like these mono blue variants and like mono green is mono blue doesn't care nearly as much if they don't get Tron online. Like they're okay with their early game Condescends, Remands, whatever. So I'm kind of bringing in Veil for some of that stuff. Alright. Mono Blue has a lot of one-ofs. It's like modern for EDH players. Well, hopefully he decided on just one of all of his Tron lands, right? Like... Alright. I think this is just Hex Drinker on 1. Thoughtseize on 2. Maybe like Thoughtseize plus Bolt on 2. But like if he's got the second Tron land, then casting Thoughtseize here doesn't really do anything. If he's got second land Chalice, then I still get to hit and play a Scourge. That's a pretty okay draw. So now we can Fetch Shock Watery Grave and play Shadow. Double EE Chalice. Double EE Chalice. So I'm going to do this to make him commit this, either the EE or the Chalice on 1. That way I can get down Scourge. Can we take them all? I wish. He got Pathway, which is good for us. EE on 1, sure. Alright, just don't let us hit you before you crack this EE. Nice. That means our Scourge is currently just lethal next turn. Yep. See, luckily I live in a smaller Canadian community, so we have been able to have a few get-togethers during the last year, but not many. Like, I'm in a pretty small town and small part of Mississippi, but we haven't really had much of anything. Is that right? Are you talking about, like, taking the hit off of the Shadow and the Hex Drinker? Alright, so Chalice Pathway. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to my turn because if their last card is like a Condescend, I'd rather get this attack in. Or I'd rather bolt like inside a combat. Because if it's a Condescend, I can pay for it. If it's like a bounce spell, I can replay my Scourge post-combat. Alright. 4-1. Not bad. Not great. I say not great because the mana base was very awkward that league. I think it would probably be better to cut Kroxa, swap out the peatland for a breeding pool, and go from there. It's like, cut you, swap you out. You ruined the 5-0. You know what? Out of the kindness of my heart, I will forgive you. No, like, my opinion of this stream has always been, like, I'm not here to try to force trophies every game. I'm here to try to learn something every match, or every league especially. Test out a card that I hadn't tried before and see how things go. Kroxa is greedy. Like, I think you could adjust the mana base to make room for Kroxa, but I think you have to run something like Steam Vents instead of Breeding Pool. Which isn't necessarily terrible. I guess it's pretty terrible, right? But you could have Overgrown Tomb into Steam Vents, and that covers all of your colors. Like, the thing I'm not liking about the mana base is the fetches having an inability to get certain pieces. Like, Polluted Delta can't get Stomping Grounds. Bloodstained Mire can't get Breeding Pool. Wooded Foothills can't get Watery Grave. So a lot of times when you see mana bases for these 4-color lists, they'll like max out black fetches and just have all black shock lands. So any of your fetches can get any of your shocks, but then you have to go like one color at a time and can't get your alternate color pairings. Alright. So I'll leave the the opinion up to chat. Do we want to do another 4-color league? Would we rather do like a Grixis league or Jund or something? Or like a traditional Traverse 4-color? See, we got 4-color Grixis, Esper. So I guess right now Grixis has the lead. Max coming in with Grixis, Volcanius, Traverse, or Esper. So we've got like 2 4-color, 2 Traverse, 3 Grixis, 2 Esper. So Grixis still has the lead. Another vote for Grixis. Grixis Delver. I think the Grixis Delver list needs a lot of refining. Like, we played through it, and it just feels very, very underpowered. I don't know if Spike's updated the list at all, but when we played it through yesterday, it was very, very underwhelming. Very underwhelming. We could update it. Do we want to do that? Like, try to update the Delver list a bit? See, he just finished. I agree it needs refining. When it comes together, it's great, but it really struggles if it gets behind. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, the power level of the list just isn't very high as a whole. Like, you're not playing a lot of individually powerful cards. And that's kind of the issue. Like, Delver anytime other than turn 1 is pretty terrible. There's a reason that it hasn't been a modern staple in years. Scourge is great, but you're relying on Delver and Lightning Bolt to the face as the only way of getting Scourge online on turn 2 if your opponent isn't damaging themselves. That's pretty... Make it 4-color, add Traverse and Goyf instead of Scourge. That seems like it's really pushing the mana base. Like, some of the advantages of the traditional Traverse builds is, like, you don't need to stretch your mana that thin. You're talking about, like, Overgrown Tomb early, into a Watery Grave, into eventually a Blood Crypt, and you're covered. If you start taking these other lists and splashing Traverse, you're talking about needing, like, Breeding Pool for Delver into Goyf, but you're heavy, heavy black. You need Proactive Red. Pedro, you don't understand Scourge in this deck. It's just a way to close out games. I played versus Sultai Shadow today. Lurrus Companion with Delver, Scourge, and Goyf. That's kind of interesting. It's a fine creature on turn 1. If you then spend the next 3 turns dazing, stifling, and wastelanding them, it's a real clock. Sure, but that's like 1 mana, deal 3, time walk. 3 turns in a row, right? Like, we don't get that time walk effect. So, I think we're just going to do, like, a normal Grixis League. And we'll take a look at the Delver possibility going forward. I don't want another EE. Alright. So this is kind of like what I'm liking a little bit with Grixis. I've been enjoying Magmatic Channeler as like a good bridge for the games where we're not able to find a threat quick enough. I always get asked, is it overlapping with Gurmag Angler? Like, both of them kind of wanting the graveyard interaction. And I don't think it does. Magmatic Channeler, if you don't see a Gurmag, is just a 4/4 by itself that can beat face if we need it to.